Welcome to your daily focus for October the 6th, 2021. My name is Tilly. This is Tara with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. You guys absolutely rock. Well, we have a lot of energy to talk about. And if you watched October at a glance, you know that there will be a lot of strong energy shifts. And this new moon really sets the stage for how our month will go. So let's start with the numerology. We start with the 6 energy. The 6 energy is all about our health, our well-being, our routines, our jobs. Not necessarily career, not necessarily our careers, but rather our mundane jobs, our commitments, our obligations. It's about getting our ducks in a row. The 6 energy is understanding what has value in our life and what does not have value, and how to bring in more value, which will obtain more happiness and joy, because we are in that 5 energy year. If we do the numerology of the day, it is a 12 energy. The 12 energy is about being in the moment. It's being present. It's about experiencing rather than pushing ourselves towards the end goal. It's about surrender. It's about commitment and where our true commitments need to be, where our obligations need to rest. It's about stepping back and thinking it through. 1 plus 2 is a 3 energy. Do your new moon affirmations, absolutely. During this time, it's about planting the seed. It's about creating. It's about creativity. It's about giving birth to something. Now we have a lot happening in the sky. Well, of course, we have the sun and moon in Libra. We also have Mercury in Libra. We have Mars in Libra. We have Venus in Libra. Venus won't be moving until the following days into Sagittarius, where it'll stay for about a month. But for now, everything is in Libra. So we're going to feel that Libra energy very strongly. Libra is all about bringing in balance, bringing in harmony, creating beauty, seeing both sides of the argument, the coin. Relationships and growing those relationships through compromises, through surrender. So we have to be vitally sure that we are not giving ourselves away, our power, our time, our energy, our resources, unless it's a two-way street, unless it works for us as well, unless it enhances our path going forward. And I think within 8 hours, Pluto is one of the first planets that go direct. Milo, what are you doing? Don't do that. My big boy. So Pluto going direct, and Pluto has been, okay, you have to get down now. You have to get down now. I love you. Yes. Pluto has been in retrograde for about 5 months. Pluto is all about birth and, well, death and birth. Our transformation, absolutely. And so now we'll start to feel like we have some traction in our life of creating those new beginnings, of stepping into those new starts. Where we've felt that pushback over the last half a year, now we don't feel that pushback anymore. We start to be able to move very freely towards our goals, our dreams, our desires, knowing the courage, knowing the strength within us, knowing ourselves better through this retrograde period of our inner warrior, of our strength. Now, Mars is also involved with everything. And Mars is our warrior. Mars can bring in initiative and energy and passion. But there's a negative side to Mars too that brings in an anger and a violence. So we're going to have to be a little cautious of that. We may want to throw in the towel. We may feel that whatever we were working on, we have to start all over from scratch again. Or maybe boredom or restriction or limitation makes us lose our temper, lose our cool, get frustrated, angry. Watch for these kind of patterns to develop in your own inner thoughts. Absolutely. I have a hair or something. I think Milo shared a hair with me. Take time making your decisions and before taking action. And even have a gap between that. If you make the decision, also have a waiting period for that starting time. So that if any new information arises, you can implement it into your strategy, into your plan, into your steps going forward. So I think there has to be a lot of self-control over this new moon energy with all the planets in Libra, and there's a lot of chatter up there. So it's a very promising time for brand new beginnings to start that new chapter or that whole new book completely. Today is the first day of the rest of my life kind of energy. Now, also, the new moon will be in Libra and it's at 13 degrees. 13 can seem like a very unlucky number to most, but it is, in essence, a very lucky number. Although 13 energy comes in and usually shakes things up a little bit, upsets the apple cart, so to speak. We don't like what's happening. The end result is magnificent, but it's getting to the end result that sometimes we're like, why me? Why is this happening? Why is this chaos happening in my life, or this anxiety, or this fear, or this worry, or this situation, or this event? Why? But truly ask yourself why it's there. What it's trying to teach you, where it's trying to move you, what it's trying to reveal to you, bringing clarity and understanding about something that's very similar to. We have a lot of the planets in retrograde, so don't be surprised if somebody from your past shows up. Don't be surprised if you start reminiscing about those things. When something from a memory pops into your head, understand why that memory is present. Because it's showing up to tell you something about what you're going through now and how to deal with it effectively, how to take that right step the first time round. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. So we will be feeling Venus pretty strong because it's in the last degrees of a sign. It's always stronger around those periods of 28, 29, 30 degrees, 1, 2, 3, 4. We always feel the strength of the planet that much more. And Venus is about creating beauty in our lives. Venus is about creating beauty. So in that beauty, it could be the beauty of our world around us, the beauty that is within us that we decide to bring out, the beauty of bringing together relationships and bringing things into harmony. So we have it right now in Libra, where we're willing to make those compromises. It'll move into Scorpio, where we'll be digging down, where the truth is important, where superficial is out of the game, out of the ballpark. Okay, our first card, look at this, the Six of Wands. And we haven't seen the Six of Wands in a while. This card says do not throw in the towel. Do not sit back and rest. This is not a time to rest. This is not a time to kick back and enjoy life. This is a time to get to work. This is a time to say, okay, I've had these successes in my life. I'm proud of who I've become. And now it's time for me to go forward. This is essentially a parade for you, a parade for your accomplishments, for who you are. Everybody's clapping and cheering along the streets as you go down the center of it. But notice that you're still in armor. You're ready for the next task, the next challenge, the next opportunity, the next adventure. You're prepared for it. You're ready to go forward. You're not going to take a breather. You're not going to the after party. You're going to continue on your way. We have the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords really tells us that a lot of the decisions that we need to make in our life, we need to look within rather than on the outward. So do not read the book by its cover, please. When you're making your decisions, you have to look inwardly. You have to ask yourself questions. You have to pay attention to your emotion and what your body, your emotion, your entire nervous system is trying to tell you, your heart, your brain, about what you already know, what conclusions you already must make in order to make the right decisions going forward. This is attached to a lot of emotion, but more importantly, paying attention to your emotion. When you think about a certain outcome that could potentially happen, how does it make you feel? Do you feel a sigh of relief that it's over with? Do you feel more tension because that's only going to add to the flames? So it's a time to look inwardly. It's a time to pay attention to what our intuition is telling us, what our sage wisdom is telling us, and start the morning by saying, cement my sage wisdom and my intuition together, my heart together as one, to work as one, so that your decisions have a balance, that they're not pushed by emotion, but they're not pushed by pure logic either. We have the Four of Cups right in the middle. It all centers around gratitude, being grateful for where you are and who you are in this moment in time, and what you have to work with, who surrounds you, your talents and abilities. So it's understanding the things we already have in front of us. And there's more to come. The cup in the background says there's more coming your way. But first you need to, instead of sitting there saddened, pay attention to the cups that are in front of you, the cups that are already full, the cups of abundance that you already have in your life that maybe you are taking for granted, maybe you are unconscious of it, and it's becoming conscious, it's becoming mindful of what you already have to work with. And moving forward with that knowledge. Oh, the Three of Swords. Three of Swords is here. Oh, emotion, heartache, fights, arguments. This new moon may bring in a lot of anger, hostility. It might bring in the negative side of Mars. Chances are it will, to one degree or another. And we may be on the giving end of that. We may be on the receiving end of that. We need to be aware that we may take it personally, and we shouldn't take it personally if there is an attack towards us verbally, mentally, physically. You know, this is one of those weeks, months. This is where we have to really self-monitor ourselves, become self-aware of our emotions at the time. We don't want to get behind the steering wheel if we're angry. We need to allow the experience to go through us, to flow through us, to realize that it's more of the energy that surrounds us rather than a personal attack. That chances are it wasn't directed at us. We just happened to be the person standing in front of them at the time when they just popped. Or maybe that's the person that's standing in front of us when we just pop. And realize it's the energy that's around you. And, you know, that way you can say, wow, I don't know where that even came from. I am so sorry. And let's take it from the beginning again, and let's do it right, and have, you know, put on our big boy pants, our big girl pants, and have an adult conversation about this. I don't know where that came from. You can catch yourself. You can mend fences before the fences are formed, before the walls are built. But there could be a lot of emotional struggle through this new moon. And the emotional struggle is there for us to heal, to walk through something, to understand something, to bring in clarity about something. about ourselves, about our environments, about our path in which we are walking. And we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands, thinking it through. We will understand the true balance that can be, the decisions that we must make, the actions that we must do, and also the words and the actions that we must not have as part of our dialogue going forward, our steps going forward. This is about contemplation. This is about willing in the balance, understanding where the middle is. So we're not too much in one direction, too much in the other, like too much emotion and not enough logic, or vice versa. To have that balance in our life, to understand how we can, and we can't have true balance in our lives. We're human, for goodness sakes. We're supposed to have that imbalance and constantly doing this. But if you want to do a simple balancing thing, imagine your hands as scales and putting different parts. Well, I really feel like I'm going to hurt a lot of people's feelings if I do this, and the one scale goes down. But in actuality, it's going to make a lot of other people very happy, and the scales kind of come back into balance again. And then you think of another positive thing that you can add to that, and really understand the balance. But make your hands, our hands, and even rub them first to really bring in the energy. You should feel a warmth, you should feel a tingle, and feel that balance, and place those items in your hands. Breathe deeply. Bring yourself into an alpha kind of state so that you can breathe deeply and be relaxed and just understand and work it out. So that's a very quick meditation that you can do really on the go while you're waiting for the light to change sometimes. Okay, let's get a mantra card, shall we? So we have a lot of small cards on the deck, which tells me that we have a lot of free will working with us. So it's up to us whether or not we decide to take a step back or a step forward. And that could be a good thing, or it could be a bad thing. I would highly recommend not being too spontaneous over the next several weeks, to really think it through, to, especially if there's dramas to be had and there's uproars and things like that. You don't want to get involved too deeply in it, unless it truly matches your heart, of course. Oh, and only because there's a lot of anger. Now you can't bring peace in through wars. It really just doesn't work that way, right? So we're trying to understand what we're doing wrong as a planet. It's about creating love and happiness and joy throughout the world, which sounds like a pipe dream, but I heard a little ding. Originality, blaze your own trail. Be, stepping into your independence. We come back to that one energy. October being that one energy for us. The originality, the standing in our beliefs, and the commitment to ourselves, the focus and the energy towards our goals, our dreams, our desires. And people will tell you it won't work. And of course, through their eyes, it won't work because it's not their dream. It's not their reality. It's not their choices. So of course it won't work, because they wouldn't put in the time or energy in order to make it work. It's original because it's yours. It's your dream. It's your goal. So your next door neighbor, your best friend, won't be able to help you make the decision on whether or not you should step in this direction. But here we have blaze your own trail. Be true to yourself. Originality. The mantra is long. So be a go-getter. Be a free spirit. Exhibit originality, courage, maybe even a little defiance. Be careful on that defiance. You were born to succeed and breathe excitement, love, and life into the lives of others, despite the chaotic ways that may happen. You are loving and generous. The mantra is, love me without fear, trust me without wondering, love me without restriction, love me without demands, because I am worth it. And that is the mantra you should be walking around with. I am worth it. Whatever you want to bring into your life, say, I am worth it. I want this. I am worth it. I am deserving of it. Have that belief. With Pluto going direct, you want to tap into that true inner primal warrior that exists within you, and know the steps that you have to take, and almost invite those steps into being, into your reality, because you know where those steps lead to. Blaze your own trail. Okay, we'll get an animal card. Of course, we will do a Journey of Love card. Oh my goodness, all the animals just ran away. I guess I left the barn door open. Okay. I got the deck back together. We'll shuffle. Oh, goodness. Oh, look at this. Eye on the prize. The vultures are back. Eye on the prize. I do love the message that the vultures bring us in this deck. Release goals and vision. In order to land your dream life, you need to make a conscious effort to visualize it happening. However, keeping your eye on the prize takes practice. It's all about getting rid of misconceptions about yourself, giving up the emotional baggage, putting in a new belief system, and putting a new belief system into place. Vulture tells you you have waited too long to gain the life that you want. You have spent time wasted looking at what everybody else has, spent too much time wishing instead of doing, and now it's time. It's time to create short-term and long-term goals. Make yourself accountable. Write your goals down. Write your goals down. It helps to keep the vision of what you want in clear sight. Pick a date. Make a plan. Form a strategy. Completion helps open doors for new projects instead of cluttering the path. These projects can be as little as rearranging your cabinets, cleaning the garage, sparkling up your resume, and sending it out. Spend some time reflecting on the past years and bring about conclusions. Think of it as the time the farmers harvest their crops and prepare the land for next season. You too will have the same. You too have to prepare your mind, body, and soul for the same. Visualize what you want to have happen. Keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on the prize. Now it's time. It's time for you to stand in your strength. That's what Pluto is here to tell you. Pretty soon we're going to have Saturn going direct, and then we'll have mid-month Jupiter and Mercury going direct, and we will leave the month with only 2 planets left in retrograde. Okay, our Journey of Love card is... You know how colorful this deck is, huh? Look at this. The Swan. Number 67. So 6 plus 7 is what, a 13? We've talked about the 13. Here it is in the Swan. So I will start by reading the poem. I can't do the card any justice by not going by the book. So it is one of those decks where the author, the creators of this deck, did such a beautiful and wonderful job of manifesting the energy of each of the cards in such an eloquent way. To love from afar, all we share our dreams of all but will unfold. Gliding with grace, nothing is withheld from this beautiful soul. It can discern what is genuine, authentic, loving, and what is from the ego parading. Even though the most impressive words or gestures, the soul can sense the holding within. of a core of fearful separation from the divine, with grace that allows all to be and moves amongst this world with inspiring light and grace. The great swan, the soul that moves the souls of others, Paramahamsa, Paramahamsa, the great swan, is the soul that moves the souls of others, is reaching to you now, the guru, the teacher, the light, the love that is all. You are blessed by sacred divine relationship with this essence of love itself that adores you and wants only for you to be free. The oracle reaches you now, indicating that you are held within the grace of a great soul, a teacher of the heart, the spirit, and there is an endless light bestowed upon you for protection. Your path ahead is assured. Soon you'll be shifting from hope to a sense of inevitability in your attainment of the spiritual goals closest to your heart. Be with your practice of love through meditation, yoga, kindness, nature, dancing, singing, whatever speaks to your heart. And know that you are one with the divine. And it's only a matter of time before you finally realize it. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.